What's up guys, my name is Kyle DePepe and welcome to my personal finance channel. Today I'm going to tell you how I get passive income of about $1,700 a month and how I brought that up from only $150 a month. So let's jump right into it. So first and foremost, if you guys are enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below. But passive income and how I have an insane cash on cash return. So I started watching Chandler David Smith, Meet Kevin, Graham Stephan, all of those YouTubers talking about real estate and finance and all of that stuff. Now, I was always a big stock person. I did prop trading for about 2.5 years, so I guess I was a professional trader. And then I've just traded my own portfolio, options, stocks, all of that good stuff. However, back in 2017, 2018, I was working at a bank and I couldn't buy stocks anymore because they just wouldn't allow it, right? It was just against the rules, blah, 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 blah. So what did I do? Turned to cryptocurrency because there was no real official regulation or disclosures that had to be made when I was buying and selling that. So it got me more interested because I could actually buy cryptocurrencies. So that led me to obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I started looking into mining. Now I had bought a rig back then, but I never got it up and running. I ended up moving back home and it just kind of sat in my parents' basement for a while. And then recently, Bitcoin and Ethereum are back, right? They're at new all-time highs. They're in the news. You have these big corporations buying it, and that has led me to mining. That's right, guys. I did not get into real estate. I looked at it, and a good cash on cash return in real estate is, I don't know, 15, 20, 25%. Those are pretty good cash on cash returns, but still, you have to put down, $35,000 down for like a $150K property, and then you're still hoping to make, what, $750 a month or something like that. So for me, it sounds great, but I want to take risks. Actually, I don't want to take risks, and I'll get into that in a bit. So what I did is I've been investing in cryptocurrencies. I actually took almost all of my cash, even sold some stocks, and bought more Bitcoin. So I have quite a bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would say over 75% of my investments are probably Bitcoin or cryptocurrency related at this point. But mining, I took the rest of my cash. I'll tell you exactly how much in just a few seconds. I have a little spreadsheet here, and I'm actually generating 142% cash on cash return for one of my rigs and 180% cash on cash return for my other rig. Now I'm just using cash on cash return because when you're looking at real estate, 15 to 30% is considered pretty good. And I'm doing 180% and 142%, which is crazy. And this is exactly how. So let's just start first with the reason I decided to get into mining instead of doing real estate. So for me, it's much more liquid, right? For mining, you're basically just buying a computer and then telling it to run, right? And that's it. And it mines and generates more Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever token you are mining. So I am mining just Ethereum, but it's generating around $1,700 a month. As long as the price of Ethereum is trading at $1,500 or more, I will be generating around $1,700 or more per month. And the reason it changes is because I'm mining sort of an amount of Ethereum. So the amount that I'm mining, let's say I'm mining 1 Ethereum a month. Well, if it's trading at $1,700, I would be making $1,700 a month. If it goes to $2,500, I would be making $2,500 a month. If it goes down to $400, I'd be making $400 a month. The other thing is the network difficulty. As more and more people are mining Ethereum, the difficulty goes up, right? Because it's more people competing for the same amount of those transactions to validate, meaning you get less of those total transactions because there's more and more people competing. So those are the two big factors that I guess basically determine how much you're making per month. Now, when you get paid out the 0.2 or 0.3 Ethereum every couple weeks or whatever it is, you can sell that immediately and convert it back to cash. That way you can lock in that profit, you can have that money, you can pay your electricity bill, you can put money in your pocket, whatever it is. Or you can just hold Ethereum and hope that the price appreciates in the long term. Now, let's jump into the numbers. So, first, I had another small rig that I had bought a long time ago, back in 2017, bought all the computer components, all that jazz. I had some old graphics cards. They were small, they didn't hash very much, so I decided to buy new graphics cards. So I spent $2,000 on 6 RX 580 cards. Now the rig itself is roughly $1,000. Power supply unit, motherboard, operating system, CPU, RAM, all that stuff. So $1,000 for that, $2,000 for all the graphics cards, which I actually did buy from Best Buy, so I got them pretty much for what they should be selling for. And I paid, so let's just say $3,000 total for that rig. That rig alone is generating around $450 per month. I just got paid today 0.2 Ethereum. That was over a 20-day period, and that was around, I think, 300 some dollars. But either way, I did it based on a 20-day period, get 0.2 Ethereum at $1,500 per Ethereum. Per month, that's $450. Per year, that's $5,400, and I spent $3,000. That means I'm recouping all of my investment in the computer itself, as well as all of the graphics cards, in less than a year, right? That's a crazy return, 180% cash on cash return, right? The amount of cash I had to invest to buy all of the hardware compared to the amount of cash that I'm making in 1 year. So that is a fantastic return right there. So let's actually go take a look at that rig, and then I'll show you the other rig that is making me a lot more money right after that. All right, guys, so this is the little metal stand that we have. You can see just the bare motherboard. We have 6 GPUs plugged in, and these are the 6 GPUs that are running. They're all XFX RX 580s. We have a little fan down here just to blow some of the air out, but this is making me around $450 per month. Now the next rig I have is just much larger graphics cards. So I have one RTX 3080 and then 5 RTX 3070s. And then I actually have a second motherboard computer system up here. This is running 2 RTX 3070s. I only have one running right now. I have to get this one added to the motherboard. So I have to basically just take this offline, plug this one in. But this rig right now is generating over $1,000 per month for me. It'll be doing a little bit more once I get this up and running, but I can also fill this out. So I have 2 memory cards, but I could add 4 more to this rig and really bump my earnings. So I started off with basically 2 graphics cards on the RX 580 rig. I had 2 of those, making me around like $120 to $150 a month. And the way that I increased that was literally spending more money and buying more graphics cards and more computers so that I can mine more, right? That's literally it, but it's just a cash on cash return. And the way I looked at it is I could have taken the $10,500, which is roughly the cost of that big rig that I just showed you, and bought Ethereum or bought Bitcoin. But then my only exposure is price appreciation, right? If the price doesn't go up, I don't make money. Whereas if I buy this hardware and mine Ethereum, I am generating more and more Ethereum over time. So not only am I generating more Ethereum in 1 year than what I would have been able to, I guess, buy with that $10,000, but I'm gonna be generating more after that 1 year period. And if Ethereum does go up and I hold the Ethereum, I get price appreciation. And I'm having it mined to my BlockFi account where I get paid like 5-point-some% interest on all of the Ethereum that I hold, 6% on my Bitcoin, and 8.6% interest on any USDC stablecoin in those accounts. So if you're interested in that, link in the description down below because that is pretty sweet. Either way, that big mining rig, the, I guess, 7 graphics cards that I have going right now, plus the 2 computers. So each computer was around $1,000, so $2,000. The 3070s, I just rounded up to an average cost of $1,100. I paid way over MSRP buying them on Amazon for around $1,000 or $1,050 each. And I think I paid like $1,500, so rounding up with tax to $1,600 for the 3080 card. All of that total was $10,500. But it's generating $1,250 as long as the price of Ethereum is over or at or over $1,500 every month or whatever, right? So roughly I'm making 0.02779 Ethereum per day, and that basically is coming out to a total of $41.60 some per day. So the total cost for both rigs was around $13,500. However, I'm generating around $1,700 per month. So for me, I just thought of it as, okay, in 1 year, I'm not only recouping the complete cost of the rig, but now I have this hardware that I could then sell. So let's say Ethereum tanks. I could sell these rigs for, let's just be really conservative, at least 50 cents on the dollar. I could get $500 per graphics card easy. I could sell the computer components. There's definitely demand out there. These are basically graphics cards for gaming computers, right? It's not Bitcoin or Ethereum specific, and it's very easy to sell. Whereas if you bought a house or some sort of real estate investment, you can't just turn around and sell it if the housing market tanks. Or if you don't have a tenant, you're out rent for that month, right? So all of those things, I was like, well, this makes so much more sense. It's much cheaper to get into. I spent $13,000 rather than $35,000 for a down payment on a house and getting a loan for the rest. I don't have a loan, so I don't owe any money to a bank. I don't have any obligations because of that. And I'm generating more cash with this per month if I were to sell all of the Ethereum than I would just getting rent from an investment property that I spent more money on. And the downside is that if Ethereum tanks in price, I didn't buy Ethereum, right? I am getting paid out in Ethereum, but I can convert that immediately to US dollars if I wanted to. Or I can just sell all of the hardware that I have if Ethereum really tanks and it's not profitable to mine, and at most maybe only lose 50%. So I'm a risk taker and I am investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum heavily. But instead of doing that, I decided to take this $13,000 and buy hardware. That way I kind of have capped my downside because I can always just sell all of the hardware. Meanwhile, I'm generating more Ethereum in a 1-year period than that $13,000 would have bought me. So to me, this was an awesome investment. I'm so far doing okay with it. Haven't had too many major issues, just some complications getting set up, but working my way through it. And I'm making 142% cash on cash return with the larger rig because I paid over MSRP for the graphics cards, and I'm making 180% cash on cash return with the smaller rig that I have in the spare bedroom over there. So that is how I basically boosted my monthly, I guess, passive income, and my cash on cash return is over 100%, which is actually pretty mind-blowing. So in 1 year's period, I'm gonna generate around $20,000. So my $13,500 investment will become $20,000, but the best part is the next year I'll generate another $20,000. Now obviously that's contingent on the price of Ethereum remaining at $1,500 or higher, and the difficulty not increasing drastically. However, if the price goes up and the difficulty goes up, they sort of balance each other out. So we'll see what happens long term. But either way, I thought that this was a good risk reward investment, seeing as how I can always sell the hardware. Whereas if you just buy Ethereum and it goes down 80%, you've just lost 80% of your money. If I buy the hardware and Ethereum goes down 80%, well, I can always sell the hardware for probably 70, 80 cents on the dollar at worst case scenario. So for me, this made a lot of sense. It's a better cash on cash return than real estate. It was a cheaper investment to get into, and I have the upside potential of Ethereum and Bitcoin going forward. So for me, this made a ton of sense, and the cash on cash return was absolutely crazy. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear your feedback and your thoughts on this, but I don't know. I like doing these crazy ideas, and $1,700 in passive income every month is fantastic. Either way, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, thanks for watching.